My name is Brian. It's not Ryan. It's very simple. It's just B-R-I-A-N. There's no sometimes Y in there. Every day, I get a text or an email where somebody spells it wrong and it comes across like a part of the human anatomy. Thank you for playing. Hooray. Exactly. Every day. Thank you. We have some lovely parting gifts. Yeah, brain every day. And I figure if they spell my name wrong, I get to spell their name wrong. I write back, thanks, liver. Sure thing, spleen. And then my friend Bob, I always spell his name with 2 O's. Call him Bobo. So, I grew up adopted. Anybody else just adopted, or somebody in your family's adopted?
Does it count if you wish you were?
You wish you were adopted. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. I'm of the age, a bit older than Finn there. The kids in school made fun of me for being adopted. Brian, why do you go home after school? You don't have a real family. You're adopted. I know, right? Super cruel. I was a horrible person even then. I just said, well, at least I know my family wanted me. Yours had to take whatever popped out. Yeah, but I was actually adopted twice. Now I have your attention. The first one didn't work out.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, when I was in my 30s, I got reunited with my biological mother. And in my 40s, she adopted me back.
In your 40s?
In my 40s, yeah. She lives in Mississippi, and that's where they did all the paperwork. And they used the paperwork date as my new birth date. So I have a Mississippi birth certificate that says I'm 13 years old. Or as they say in Mississippi, time to settle down.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's kind of cool being 13, you know, I don't have nearly the responsibilities. It's a great excuse for adult acne. My wife tells me that my body is going to go through some strange and wonderful changes. Which explains all the ear and nose hair. But I told her if my voice drops again, she's not going to be able to hear me. She said that'd be okay. I'm very fortunate. I have a really great relationship with my family. The weird thing, though, is that everybody in my family is super smart. So my mom was a nurse practitioner, so she has a nursing degree, but a master's in nursing. Her husband, my dad, is a PhD in finance. My aunt is a doctor. My uncle is a lawyer. Their kids, cousins, have PhDs, and her husband's got a PhD, and the other cousin, he and his wife were both Chinese translators. My youngest brother is a teacher with a master's degree working on his PhD, and my older brother has a PhD, and so does his wife, in computer science.
Wow.
I'm a comedian. I don't have any of those things. And sometimes I feel a little bad that I'm the only one who likes their job. It's pretty cool. I grew up in Chicago, and I worked on the radio for a while. I know, hold your surprise. And I worked very hard to drop the little bits and pieces of my Chicago accent, except the word Chicago, the name of the city. It's not Chicago, Michigan. I've lived in Michigan most of my adult life, believe me, I've heard it. Yeah, so the only thing I really hung on to is Chicago, but my folks, they grew up in the Chicago suburbs and then moved down to the deep south in their early 20s, and they don't even sound like Yankees anymore. Except when my dad is making gumbo, he's got one word that's like, that's Chicago. See if you can hear it. Yeah, see, when you make the gumbo, you gotta get the celery and the onions and the peppers chopped up. That's the Holy Trinity. Then you make a roux, and you mix in some Creole seasoning, bay leaves, and then you gotta add in some sausage. There it is. I'm sorry, Dad, what's that? Yeah, you gotta get some andouille sausage. That's the most Chicago word in the world. Sausage.